So Bitcoin is still kind of consolidating during this weekend, and we have of course been talking about this exactly because we are still consolidating in between this range, and of course we are trading at the same time in a weekend where usually volatility is already lower. Now yes, in the short term we might be creating some kind of a symmetrical triangle that we might be breaking out anytime soon, but to be honest, I do not really like this development of this symmetrical triangle right here because it is only at the 30-minute time frame. It is too low of a time frame for me, but in the end of the day, yes, I am still in my long position on BitGet with about 4.8k in the profits right now, and my plan still remains. I still think whatever will be happening in very short term is all just kind of noise. So this symmetrical triangle that we can be having a look in towards in the very short term, well, it is all just pretty much noise. But what you want to be having a look in towards and what will be very important is this range we are developing right here. So whenever we will be breaking above this range, well, inevitably we will be breaking above this symmetrical triangle we are forming on the 4-hourly time frame, and at the same time we will also be breaking above our previous high we have created over here and previously around, just for example right here and also right here. Whenever we broke above that previous high, well, that resulted in one last pump towards the upside. So I do think this will be happening once again. Whenever we can be breaking above this previous high, well, I do think we will be seeing another pump towards the upside. It is still very simple, but you do not want to be overcomplicating these things because it is very simple. Whenever we are going to be breaking this one towards the downside, well, I will be having a look in towards the next support level, and I will be having a look in towards the 28.6k level and all the way down towards the 27.7k, because I do understand that the larger term trend is still towards the upside, and I know that you rather want to be longing in an uptrend than actually shorting the market. So on every single dip, for example, if we will be breaking this one towards the downside, I will be having a look in towards these next levels of support to be maybe potentially opening up some new long positions. But in the end of the day, I do think it will be very likely that we will actually be seeing this break towards the upside because, of course, our daily trend is still towards the upside. We are getting all of these larger time frame confirmations because we are in this bullish trend towards the upside, with right now major weekly pattern breaking towards the upside with this inverse head and shoulders breakout with this a perfect retest. So that is why I do think in the end of the day it will just be very likely that we will actually be seeing a breakout towards the upside of this consolidation range. And I do think we will be seeing this break happening next week because we have already been trading inside of this consolidation range for about 10 days. And well, currently we are trading in a weekend, of course, and usually around during a weekend, well, we are going to be seeing consolidation around the closing price, which in this case was about 30.6k. So yeah, consolidation around this level, and then in the end of the week, beginning next week, we will be trading at about 30.6k level because this level is acting as a magnet, just like showed right here. And previous times, all of the time, well, these CME gaps that we tend to create tend to get filled 9 out of the 10 times, actually all of the time in the past couple of weeks right here. All of the time this has basically happened. So it will be very important to have a look into how this weekend will be developing further. And of course, next week it will be very important to have a look into this range, and whenever we will be breaking out, well, then of course we are going to be knowing if we are going to be seeing further momentum towards the upside or further momentum towards the downside. So I'm still holding on in towards my long position on BitGet, and if you do want to be staying up to date about every single market development, be sure to be following me on Twitter, and I'll see you in another update video tomorrow morning.